Hello and welcome back to On the Workbench. Today we're taking a look at this, which are rolling skid shoes from Arnold for a snowblower. I know what you're thinking, it's April. And why are we talking about a snowblower? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, I need to summarize my snowblower and get it set for summer and put it away to get the lawnmower out. The excitement of spring is here. And my old snow blower skid shoes have kind of worn out. I've had this machine for, 5 or 6 years now, and it needs a new pair of shoes on it. And so I got these from Arnold. I got them dirt cheap in my local big box store because it's going out of season for them. So it's actually a great time to pick up some snowblower parts right now. You may be able to find them on sale. So Arnold is sort of kind of a universal accessory company that sells stuff particularly for MTD snowblowers. So that's things like most Craftsman, Troy Built, and Cub Cadet units. So this is a semi-universal part. Little picture here on the side. So let's see what we get here in the box. If we open this up, so then what we're greeted with here is we've got a hardware pack with some washers, and then we have these two skid shoes. So I got these because I like the idea of the wheel, so that the wheel would be able to help it provides a little bit of extra rolling assistance, particularly while parking it in the summer. I'm not sure how well it's going to work or how well these wheels are going to wear down through use, but it might provide just a little bit of less drag on the unit. At first glance here, you can see that these skid shoes here have quite a bit of wobble to them. It looks like you could use a hex to try to tighten that up a bit there. I suspect there's going to be a fine line between if you make it too tight, its ability to roll is going to be impaired. But it looks like this could certainly use a shot of grease, so I'll probably squirt this down with a little bit of grease. So now if we look and see how far out of plane this wheel gets here, if I try to balance it up, we've got maybe 1/8 to 1/4 inch of where the wheel is on the ground without either of the front or the back wearing. Now these are plastic, my current skid shoes are metal, so I don't know how that's going to affect the wear life on this, but I thought I'd at least give it a shot. The price was right for me, and if I messed up, well, I'm not out more than a couple bucks, and I need new skid shoes anyway. One quick thing I want to make sure I point out here on what's not in the box, and that is any bolts that you'd use to attach these to the unit. You're expected to reuse what you already have in your unit. On my MTD unit, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch socket. Your unit may vary depending upon your model year or whatever size it is. For me, a 1/2 inch socket is, I'm going to go with the 6-point, is all I'm going to need. And then for making sure I get the height set correctly, I've got a stack of nickels that I'll be setting 2 nickels high under the cutting bar to be able to get the proper elevation of the snowblower. So if we look at this right here, at 2 nickels under each side of this here is about the perfect height for that wheel. So we're going to set it at 2 nickels high under the bar just to make sure we get the right height for this wheel. We don't want our snowblower skid shoes to be pushing up on the blade too far, but we want to get it just right, and about 2 nickels high is about the size that we're going to use. So now just a quick look at my specific snowblower. This is a 26-inch Troy Built 2620. There's been a number of variants of this. Mine has been modified. I've got added heated hand grips and a 4-way shoot control lever to it. I've got a couple of videos about those. I'll throw some cards up in the corner or a couple links below so you can take a look at it. And so on most snowblowers, the skid shoes that are located here are actually replaceable items. Over here, these have actually loosened up on me, and the front here has got pushed up farther than it should. You want to replace these and keep these properly aligned so you don't actually damage the rest of the box here on your 2-stage snow thrower. If I come to the other side, you can see where this is actually literally just broken away here and rotted through and needs to be replaced again to protect the rest of my snowblower unit. There's a cutting bar at the bottom here in the back that's also designed to be replaced. I'm not going to be replacing that today. I think mine's still fine. That's probably got at least a season left on it. So today we're going to be replacing these, and so the process is going to start just by using my ratchet and ratcheting off these bolts. And after removal, you can see just how damaged the skid shoe is here and just how much skidding there was across the bottom. It's rusted through, And to protect the rest of the unit, this clearly needs to go. Before I install the one here, I'm going to repeat this process on the other side and remove the other shoe. I've got a parts tray here just to hold my bolts. So I'm going to go to the other side, and we'll come back here, and we'll get it set. So now, one thing that we could do if we were being lazy, we would just pop this on like that and call it a day. But that's not what we're going to do today. We need to actually figure out how high up this needs to be to actually protect the bottom of the snowblower. So this is where our nickels are going to come in, and we're going to go to the front of the unit here. So now we're looking at the auger. I'm going to use my nickels here in the stacks of 2. I've got a total of 6 here. We'll see if I end up using all 6 of them. You may also need an assistant here to lift the snowblower here in the rear. And so now I've got a stack of nickels here, a stack of nickels right here towards the middle, and another stack over there on the side. You may want to go slightly higher or lower depending upon your driveway and the undulations that you have in your driveway. But this is where I'm going to set mine at 2 nickels high. Make any adjustments you feel is necessary for your specific property. And so now with the bar set correctly, I've got these washers that came with it. I'm going to drop those onto these bolts here. These fit just fine on this unit here. Set the bolts, make sure the wheel is on the ground. And now I'll come back with my ratchet and tighten. There, that feels about right for me, so that's the look on this side. And now I'll go back to the other side, and we'll repeat the attachment. And here's the shoe on the left side. We'll come around and see here's the shoe on the right side. So with both of our shoes attached and our bolts tightened, unfortunately there's not really a torque spec for these bolts. If you're really particular about that, just good and tight will do it. They are lock nuts that come at least on my unit. And then now, all we got those nickels underneath, so we need to be able to remove those nickels to account for our parts. And we got our new skid shoes installed, in less than 5 minutes. Very easy project. Doesn't take that long. These parts are readily available at most home stores. I'll put a link below if you can find these on Amazon if you're interested in them. Again, I've got some concern about how long these are going to last, but they are considered a consumable product no matter what. Don't expect your skid shoes to last the life of your blower. You should have to change these every so often. And now that you've seen it roll with the new skid shoes on, we're going to call this project complete. I'll clean up my mess here. And now remember, for you guys, you may need to set your unit just a little bit higher. Depends a lot on how smooth your driveway is or the sidewalks that you're trying to clean. If you've got loose gravel or other things there, you may want to go actually raise it up higher than 2 nickels. The smoother it is, the lower you can set it. You have to figure out your happy medium in between for what writes for you. And with that, I wish you good luck and have a great day. Bye.